Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking you through some study and organisation tips that are helpful for back to uni. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Denisha. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you don't miss another video.
Like Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis, Fendi, Fendi, Prada. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis, Fendi, Fendi, Prada. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother.
So, the first tip I have for you guys is to have an organised workspace or a desk setup. And this is so helpful, I find personally, because I know that if I have like a clear desk that is set up to my way, I know that I'll be more motivated to work at my desk and get my work done so that I'm not sort of slacking behind at uni. Slacking behind at uni is probably the worst thing you could ever do, because there's so much content, so much work to do, a lot of coursework, a lot of assignments, and you just don't want to fall back on that, because if you do it once, you'll honestly like fall back on everything. So having a organized desk and workspace is just so helpful in that instance. The next tip I'd like to talk about is to have a calendar or a planner to write down all your coursework deadlines, your assignment deadlines, and when and where your lectures are. And I know I've mentioned having a planner so many times, especially my back to school series, but it's true. Like, if you have a planner or even a calendar like on your phone or something, and you just type it out and remind yourself of your deadlines, it helps you sort of stay on top of your work. And obviously this ties in with my point before, to have a organized workspace. So reminding yourself of when your deadlines are will just help you make yourself like organized so that you can finish everything. The next tip I have for you guys is once you get a deadline for your coursework or your assignment or anything like that, you should plan out how you would want to finish, like how would you want to meet your deadline. For example, let's say I've been assigned some coursework today, and my deadline is in a month's time. What I would do is every week leading up to the deadline, I'll remind myself how much I have to do for the coursework. Like maybe I do like one section per week, and each like 1 week from now I'll set a deadline for myself to finish that section, and then 1 week after that I will set a deadline to finish the next section, if that makes sense. But yeah, so setting smaller deadlines leading to your final deadline is really handy, so that you could finish your coursework in time, and maybe even earlier, so that you could obviously relax or focus on something else. The next thing I'd like to say is, don't be afraid to email your lecturer or your course, like the head of your course, or even the office that's responsible of like your course, if that makes sense. Yeah, don't be afraid to email them if you have any questions. Don't get yourself stuck, don't stress yourself. Email them with any questions you have at any time. I'm sure they will be happy to email you back and clear out any doubts or concerns that you may have. The next thing I have for you guys is to sort of start on your assignments and coursework as soon as possible. And this ties in with one of the points that I made before. Set mini deadlines, but I would suggest that, for example, if I got a piece of coursework today, I would start start planning today and start doing working on it today as well. And I say this I say to start your coursework as soon as possible, just because normally in my university, what our lecturers do is that when we get set a coursework, we'd have a lecture dedicated to how we should do our coursework, and sometimes they help you with like sentence starters or things like that. And sort of when you have that fresh in your brain, you just know that as soon as you can start a sentence on that section, you wouldn't find it hard to continue writing. So yes, start as soon as possible, especially when information is fresh in your brain. The next thing I would say is to avoid procrastinating. I know this is easier said than done. I know I've been there so many times. But avoiding procrastination by using screen time, like if you have an iPhone or maybe even an Android probably has something similar to that. But if you use screen time on your phone, it just shuts down all of your apps for a certain amount of time. I'd say maybe an hour. Like turn your phone off for an hour. Do as much work as you can without procrastination, and then you can reward yourself with maybe 15 minutes of using your social media, and then turn it off again after that 15 minutes, continue for an hour, and then turn it on again for 15 minutes. So having that consistent way of doing your work, like turning it off for an hour, then turning it on for 15 minutes, you're basically doing work, and then you're rewarding with yourself with social media, even snacks. Like, I know a lot of people like to reward themselves with snacks after they finish a certain amount of work. I like to reward myself by going on Instagram because I'm literally obsessed with that app. But yeah, so turn off your phone for an hour, turn off Netflix, like turn off everything, just concentrate on your work, and that's how you would finish your work, like a coursework or your assignments, even quicker. And that obviously for me is the main aim, because the quicker I finish it and the more concentrated I am, that means I'm producing good quality work at a quicker rate. So yeah, turn off your phones and you'll be producing good work in no time. So the final tip I have for you guys is to find out your best way of studying. So I think there are 3 types of people, like the way they study. And I think it's visual, audio, and kinesthetic. I think that's what it's called, but basically physical. For me, I feel like I'm a bit of visual and kinesthetic because I do science. Using diagrams help a lot, but at the same time I feel like what helps me the most is my practical in my labs, just because I'm actually doing the process of, I don't know, PCR or whatever, like physically. It helps retain the process in my brain so that I can easily describe it if I need to in a piece of coursework or assignment. So yeah, that, and also I like to use a lot of colours in my notes, and also drawing diagrams really helps for me. And this means that I'm a visual sort of study person as well. And doing that helps me because at least, like, the thing is, if I look at my notes and it's just all in one colour with no highlighting and no colours to point out definitions and things like that, I just feel like I won't retain anything. Whereas if I wrote a definition or a title in colour, I feel like it sticks in my brain more. So using colour, maybe even listening to a textbook on like Audible or something like that. If that's how you study, you do you. Or even YouTube videos. I know I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos for my GCSEs and A-levels, especially like the biological processes, and that helped me a lot, and that's how I got to uni, I guess. So that's the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helped you sort of prepare yourself for uni work or even college work if you're going to college. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something as well. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you don't miss another video.